Hello everybody, welcome back to my crochet channel, Simply Sadie Crochet. I am Simply Sadie, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this Mike Wazowski ornament. What you're going to need for this ornament is some green yarn. I'm using Mainstays basic yarn. You're going to need some white for the white of the eyeball, some black for the black of the eyeball and for the smile. And you're going to need some tan yarn for the horns. You're going to need some stuffing, a stitch marker, yarn needle, 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. If you have 4.25, that works as well. And let's get started with the video. So for the body, you're going to want to start with a magic circle with 6 stitches. This is round 1. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have 6 single crochets in our magic circle. I'm going to find the end, and we're going to pull. Okay. So now we're going to pull this loop out a little bit, just so that we don't lose it. And I'm going to grab my stitch marker, and I'm going to put it in to that last single crochet that we just created. And now I'm going to pull that tight. And then for round 2, we're going to put 2 single crochets in each stitch. Okay, so this is how that works. So you find your first stitch that you created and you go in, one, two, go into the next stitch and put 2, 1, 2, next stitch, 1, 2, one, 2, next stitch, 1, 2, and then this last stitch you're going to put in 2, 1, 2. If you want to count your stitches, you can. I'm going to count them to show you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? Round 3, you're going to put 1 single crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 single crochets into the next. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. I'm going to show you the first couple sets, and then I will leave you to finish it, and then I will show you what to do for the next round. Okay, so you're going to find your next stitch, which is that one right there. So you're going to put 1 single crochet, and then you're going to put 2 single crochets into the next. So one and 2. So again, that's 1 single crochet here, and then these 2 are the 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Now I'm going to do another set and show you what to do, and then after that I will leave you to finish, and then I will come back at the end of the round to show you what to do. Okay, so 1, and then 2 single crochets. Okay, so we have 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochet. Next stitch you're going to put 1 single crochet, and then in the next stitch you're going to put 2 single crochet. You're going to repeat that around, and when you reach this stitch marker you will be putting in 2 single crochets. Alright, so I'm at the last 2 stitches. So this next stitch you're going to put 1 single crochet, and then the next stitch you're going to put 2 single crochet, and this is the stitch where your stitch marker was. Okay. You can feel free to count your stitches if you want, but you don't have to. I'm going to count them for those of you that do want to see me count my stitches so that you can count yours. So the one with the stitch marker in is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Alright, so you have 18 stitches in that round. For round 4, you're going to put 1 single crochet in the next 2, and then 2 single crochets into the next stitch. So I'll show you how to do 2 sets, and then I'll meet you back at the end of the round. So it's 1 single crochet, and then another single crochet, and then you're going to put 2 single crochets in this next stitch. 1 and 2. Okay, and it's going to naturally start to curve this way, and that's fine. At the end of the row, or even when you're still continuing to work in the row, you can just pop it out. Okay, so 1, 1, and then in the next stitch, or your third stitch over, 2. Okay, and again you saw how it was naturally starting to curve inward. Just pop it out. So I will continue on with this, and then at the end of the last set of this stitch, I will show you what to do. Alright, so I'm at the end of the round, so put 1 stitch, or 1 single crochet, I apologize, into the stitch, 1 single crochet into the next, and then 2 single crochets here. Okay. I'm not going to count my stitches, but a good way for any beginners to know that you're on the right track is if the last stitch where your stitch marker is, or was in this case, if you put 1 single crochet in that stitch when it's an increased round such as these, your stitch count is off. But if when you're on the increased rounds like I just showed you guys, if you put 2 single crochets in where your stitch marker is, then you're good. So keep an eye out for that. And as long as you put 2 single crochets into that stitch that your stitch marker was in for an increased round, then you're perfect, you're on the right track. Rows 5 through 10, you're going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one single crochet in some of these stitches, and then I will come back and show you what that looks like for the end of the round, and then I will come back at the end of the 6 rounds and I will show you what that looks like. So you're going to put one single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so you're going to put a single crochet in each stitch around, and I will come back and show you what the end of the round looks like. Alright, so I'm at the end of the round and I have 2 stitches left. I'm going to put one single crochet in this stitch, and then one single crochet in the stitch where your stitch marker was. And then you just want to pull the loop out a little bit, and then insert your stitch marker, and then that is your finished round. So just continue working single crochets in rounds for a total of 5 more rounds, and I will show you how to count your rounds once we get to the end. Alright, I'm on the 10th row and I only have one more stitch to go until I reach the stitch with the stitch marker. So I'm going to show you how to finish off, and then I'm going to show you how to count your rounds. So, one single crochet, and then you're going to put your stitch marker back in, and I'm going to show you how to count your rounds. So this is where your stitch marker is, and then you want to just go over slightly to the right, and then you want to just go all the way down, and then see this is where you're going to start counting. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so we have a single crochet in each row for 6 rows. So for round 11, we're going to put one single crochet in the next 2, and then we're going to single crochet 2 together. So I'll show you how to do this a couple of times, and then I will leave you to it to finish. So it's 1, 1, and then single crochet 2 together is like so. Insert your hook, grab some yarn, pull it through like you're going to do a single crochet, stop, go to the next stitch, insert your hook, grab some yarn, like you're going to do a single crochet, but you're going to stop. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and then you've single crocheted 2 together. So again, 1, 1, and then single crochet 2 together. Okay? And it's that simple. I'll do one more with you. Make sure that you don't confuse it with this stitch. So this is the one where we finished our single crochet 2 together. So you want to go 1 over to do your 1 single crochet, and then 1 single crochet in your next stitch, and then single crochet 2 together. Okay? Keep on repeating this until you get to the last set of stitches, and then I'll show you what to do. Alright, I'm at the last set. So you're going to put 1 single crochet, and then 1 single crochet in this stitch, and then you're going to single crochet these next 2 stitches together. So insert, pull the yarn through, stop, insert, pull the yarn through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Then you're going to insert your stitch marker to that stitch, and then that row is done. And for round 12, you're going to put 1 single crochet, and then you're going to single crochet 2 together. Okay, so 1, and then single crochet 2 together. Okay, so 1, and then single crochet 2 together. So finish up, and then I'll meet you back at the last set. Alright, so for the last set of stitches, you're going to go into this next stitch here, put 1 single crochet, and then you're going to single crochet the next 2 together, and the next 2 should be where your stitch marker falls. If your stitch marker does not fall on the single crochet 2 together, then you made a little mistake. But that's okay, you can go back if you want to, and you can redo the row to see if that's where you made your mistake. And then you're going to insert your stitch marker back into that stitch. And then for this part, what we're going to do is we're going to start stuffing. I've got some stuffing here. So I'm just going to put half in at a time, and you just want to take that yarn tail and put it inside, and then what you're just going to want to do is start stuffing it. You can stuff it as much or as little as you want to. A smaller amount of stuffing will make it more squishable. But if you want it to be harder and less squishable, then just add as much stuffing as you can and want to. The stuffing preference is up to you. Okay, so you can just put your fingers in there and then just kind of maneuver it to the sides. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start closing this row up a little bit, and then we're going to stuff some more. Okay, so you're going to single crochet 2 stitches together, and we're going to continue stuffing. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through a loop, do the same thing on the next stitch, yarn over and single crochet and pull the yarn through all 3 of those loops. Again, and then we're going to stop and we're going to stuff a little bit more. Okay, so I just took a smaller amount of stuffing from that bunch that I had, and I'm just going to stuff it. All right. So we're going to single crochet 2 together another time. 1, and then, so you single crochet 2 together there, and we're going to do it one more time. Insert your hook, pull the yarn through, insert into the next stitch, pull the yarn through. Okay, and now you're going to grab some more stuffing, like that, and you're just going to pop it in there. Again, you do not have to do this much stuffing if you don't want to. If you want it to be softer, you can add less stuffing. Okay, so I'm going to stop there, and I'm just going to continue closing off the hole. Okay, so insert your hook, yarn over, pull the yarn through, insert your hook, pull the yarn through, like that, and then your last set of stitches, insert, pull the yarn through, take out your stitch marker, insert your hook, pull the yarn through, and finish off, and then that is your single crochet two together. And then you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. So what that means, so you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch, grab some yarn, pull it through, but instead of yarning over and pulling through to make a single crochet, you're just going to slip that stitch through that other stitch that was on your hook. Okay? And then you're going to pull through that loop, and then you're going to grab a good length of yarn, because you're going to need some to make the loop at the top. You're going to pull all that out, close it tightly. This is where you're going to get your yarn needle, and you're going to thread your needle, and then you're going to weave in and out of these stitches. So that means that you're just going to go through one loop of the stitch and then bring it through one loop of the other stitch, pull that through, and then the next stitch, one loop, next stitch, one loop, pull that through, and then your next stitch, you're going to go through the middle of your stitch to pick up one loop, okay, and then you're going to go through the other stitch, the one loop of that, and then you're going to pull this tight to close that off. And then what you're just going to want to do is you're just going to want to go in and out to kind of close that hole off. And then you're going to want to knot off. Oops. Okay. Then you're going to go through that loop, pull it through to knot off, and then you're going to want to go through again. And you can do this as many or as little times as you want. If you feel like once you have one knot done and you feel like it's perfectly secured, then you can stop there. I like to go overboard so that I know it's not going to come undone. But if you are more confident that one knot is going to do it to keep it closed, then that's fine. I would recommend, though, doing a couple knots and not just one. Okay, now I'm going to go through this stitch here and go out where the yarn tail is coming out of, and then I'm just going to close it a little bit and then put the yarn needle through that loop and then tightly close it. And then I'm just going to kind of go in and out some stitches on the side. Okay. And now, for the loop at the top, what we're going to do is we're going to go, actually I'm going to knot off here real quick. And now we're going to go up to the first round that we made. Okay, so you're coming out the top, and then I'm just going to kind of knot it off. Okay, so I'm gonna go through and go like that. So I went like this through that stitch, and then I pulled it through until there was about this much of a loop left. Then I went through that loop and I pulled it tightly to make a knot. Okay, and now I'm gonna go over and try to go directly across if I can. And this is the part where you're going to want to measure how long you want your loop. I'm going to have mine be about that long. Okay, so now I'm going to go back through that stitch, and then I'm going to knot off, and then I'm gonna go back through and just find somewhere that it goes naturally throughout the body, and then I am going to just kind of weave in and out of the body. Okay, and I'm just gonna keep on doing that until I feel comfortable with how much I've gone through the body. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through and go through the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the yarn out through the bottom, and then I'm just going to stop there, and I'm going to pull it tight, and then I'm going to cut it. And what that does is when you pull it tight and then you cut it, it kind of lets the yarn go back into the body. So that is your body of Mike Wazowski. So this is part 1 of how to do the body and the loop. Okay. In part 2, I'm going to show you how to do the eye, the eyelid, and the mouth. And then part 3, I'm going to show you how to do the horns on the top of the head. So stay tuned, please subscribe, please like this video, and I will see you in my next one.